First off, I want to welcome you aboard and introduce myself. My name is Tracy, and today I do happen to be driving this particular bus. So what we're going to do here today is we are, this time of year, participating in bus safety. And it's kind of like a fire drill where you kind of practice, and that's what we're going to do in case there's an emergency. We were going to practice so that you know what to do if you're on the bus and you need to be, getting out. One thing I want to show you first off is this red cylinder. We all know what this is, yes?
Yes.
Okay, it's a fire extinguisher. And that's exactly right, puts fire out. So what we want you to do, if you can remember back this summer, maybe you guys had squirt guns, you know that it has a nozzle and it has a trigger, all right? Remember, you pointed the nozzle and pulled the trigger and then it shot, this water comes out of it. Well, in this particular case, being a fire extinguisher, this white foamy stuff comes out and it puts out a fire. So what we want to do then is, if there is a fire, we don't want to spray the fire extinguisher at the flames up above. We want to spray the nozzle, point the nozzle at the base of the fire, which is down below. What we're asking you to do, though, is we want you to spray this until this canister is completely empty. We don't want you to stop when you think it's, empty. We want you to spray, squeezing the trigger until there's nothing else that comes out of the nozzle, all right? Another thing I want to show you is what we call a triangle. Now, see, it's all folded down because it's folds for storage, but they just, see if I can get it here. It just folds up and it clamps together, and the reason we call it a triangle is because of its shape. The bottom part down here is real heavy, so when it's twisted, see how it twists? When it twists, this part's heavy, and then that way it won't tip over. And these little legs on these triangles also help it when it's set out. See, it won't fall over. If the wind blows it or if a big truck comes by, it won't fall over. It'll stay upright, and it's to alert other drivers on the road that you're a hazard. And you need these so that other drivers can use caution and drive slow when they're close to you. The other thing I want to show you is this white box. Okay, every bus has got one of these, and it's called a first aid kit. And I want to show you what's inside. What's inside are all of these little tiny boxes. Can you see this? Okay, they are Band-Aids, but some of them are gauze. And if you'll notice, they're all covered in this like clear noisy stuff. It's called cellophane. It's called cellophane, all right? So if you are in a position where you need to have this to help one of your friends who's injured, you want to deal with it outside the bus, we want you, if you cannot read the words, to open up every single box to find what you need. Because inside here, there are bandages and gauze. There's scissors in a box. There's some tweezers if you need to, like take a sliver out or something like that. So in an emergency situation, you want to make sure that you take this with you, okay? Now what we're going to do is we're going to go over a few of the bus rules, okay? The three most important ones are, first off, to stay in your seat. And what we've done is we've kind of made up a little rhyme. It's called seat to seat and back to back. So if your seat is on the seat of the bus and your back is against the back of the bus like that, the seat, then you're set in a proper bus manner for traveling, which also means that there's no feet in the aisle. Okay, you guys want to practice that? You want to sit the way you're supposed to? Try that? Want to practice, please? Sit seat to seat and back to back. That means your feet are in, okay? The other thing that we want to discuss is in the summertime, if the windows are down because it's really hot in the bus, and we want you not to put your head or your hands out there. The reason that is because, how the trees grow. Well, the trees grow and they grow over the roadway where the bus travels. And if you have your head or your hands out there, then what's going to happen is that maybe a branch is going to scratch your face or poke your eye or something, and we would call that an injury. Yes, we'd call that an injury, and we don't like to see injuries. In this particular bus, there are 2 emergency windows on this side, and there's 2 emergency windows on that side. This particular bus happens to be a very brand new one, and it has a roof vent. And it's going to come in real handy in the summertime as well because it also keeps the airflow going through. So this bus will stay considerably cooler because you can get that air circulation going through. This bus is also equipped, like most every other bus, with an emergency back door. All right? Now what would happen in an emergency, we call this the service door. This, of course, is your first option. If there's an emergency, you want to get out quickly, this would be your first option. But today what we're going to do is we're going to pretend that the service door has a problem. We have an emergency situation up here and we can't use this door. So we're going to evacuate out the back of the bus. But before we do that, I want to explain to you what we're looking for and what we're wanting you to do, okay? First off, in an emergency situation and the danger is up front, who in the bus is under the most danger? Is it the people sitting in the back of the bus, or is it the people that are really sitting way up front? That's right, it's the people in the front that are in the most danger. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and get these people out first. So if you are sitting in the back of the bus, you want to sit seat to seat and back to back so that your feet are out of the aisle because your friends are in the front of the bus and we want to get them off as quickly as possible. All right? So if we are about ready to do that, what I will do is request that the teachers participate in this. We're going to ask them to go around back and help you. The other thing I need you to know before you go is that we don't want you to jump out the back because then you could maybe trip, catch your toe on the threshold back there, and then boom, there went your nose and we have an injury, and we don't want that to happen. All right? Yes. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask that because this bus is so big and so intimidating and it's so high off the ground, we want you to sit and scoot out the back. All right? Can we remember that? We're going to sit and scoot, and those in the back, because our friends are in the front that are in the most danger, we're going to remember to set seat to seat and back to back. That way our friends are going to be able to get out of the bus quickly. All right? There's danger. Go. We're going to get out. Remember, sit and scoot. Remember, you have to sit and scoot.
Sit and scoot.
Don't push.
Sit and scoot.
Okay, you guys want to line up along the grass, please? Line up here along the grass, facing this way. First of all, I want to thank you very much for participating in Bus Safety Week with us, and I hope that you've learned something today. I also want you to know that I held back a secret. I didn't tell you inside, and I'll tell you what the secret is now. The secret is that I was timing you. If you look on each side of you, look at all of you, it took you 1 minute and 35 seconds to get out of that bus, and you did it all very nicely and you did it safely. And I think that that's an outstanding record, so please do give yourselves a big round of applause because you deserve it. You did very well. I want you to remember, please, too, be safe riders, and remember, seat to seat and back to back, okay? Thank you very much. Bye.
Hi kids, I'm Toby Tire, or as I like to say, Toby Tire's my name and school bus safety's my game. Today I want to help you understand my 9 steps to safe learning. And to help me out is my good friend, Secretary of State Jesse White. Hi, Mr. White.
Hey, Toby, you the man.
Oh, Mr. White, I'm just a tire. But together we know quite a lot about school bus safety, don't we?
That we do, Toby. Shall we show the boys and girls?
Yes, sir, Mr. White. Let's do it. Isn't this a great-looking group of kids, Mr. White?
It sure is, Toby. And these boys and girls can help us by counting from 1 to 10.
That sounds like a plan, Mr. White. What do you say, boys and girls?
Yes! 1!
Okay, Toby, what's the first step to school bus safety?
Oh, that's easy, Mr. White. The first step is to make sure you get up on time and get ready for school so you won't be late for the school bus.
Very good, Toby. It's important for boys and girls to be on time for the school bus so they won't have to rush. Accidents happen when boys and girls are in a hurry.
2!
Toby, what should the boys and girls do if they are approached by a stranger?
Oh, that's another easy one, Mr. White. Kids should never talk to strangers, especially strangers in cars.
Very good, Toby. Boys and girls, if a stranger ever approaches you while you're waiting for the school bus, stay away from the stranger and make sure that you tell your school bus driver.
D!
Okay, Toby, how should the kids walk when they are going to the school bus stop in the morning?
Well, Mr. White, the boys and girls should remember to stay at least 3 giant steps away from the roadway while they're walking to the bus stop.
Very good, Toby. See, kids, streets are made for cars, trucks, and buses, and not for children. Be sure to stay at least 3 giant steps away from the street.
4!
Okay, Toby, see if you know this one. How should children behave while they're waiting for the school bus?
Oh, Mr. White, that's an easy one, too. I always tell boys and girls to stay at least 3 giant steps away from the roadway while remembering that the school bus stop is no place for horseplay. They also should remember to stay off other people's private property and to wait for the bus in a polite manner.
You know, Toby, you're pretty smart for a tire.
Oh, thanks, Mr. White. I may be a tire, but I'm not an airhead.
Bye!
Our 5th step to school bus safety is a very important one, isn't it, Toby?
Yes, sir, Mr. White. Kids, when the school bus arrives, never move toward the street until the bus comes to a full and complete stop and the driver opens the doors.
And then what do we do, Toby?
Safety step number 6 is for the boys and girls to board the bus in single file. Never push or shove while climbing the stairs, boys and girls, and remember this. If for some reason you miss the bus, never chase it. Go back home or to a neighbor's house and let a grown-up make arrangements for you to get to school.
We're moving right along now. Okay, kids, what comes after 6?
7!
Very good, boys and girls. Toby, what should the kids do once they're on the school bus?
Once the boys and girls are on the bus, Mr. White, they should go directly to their seats and stay there until the ride is done. And remember, kids, your school bus driver has a very difficult job, so it's important for you to be on your best behavior. It's okay to talk to your friends, but talk in your inside voice, so your driver can concentrate on keeping you safe along the ride.
That's right, Toby. Remember, boys and girls, your school bus driver cares about your safety, so it's up to you to help your driver to keep you safe. Okay, kids, we're getting into some big numbers now.
Okay, Mr. White, now it's your turn. What comes next?
Well, Toby, when the boys and girls arrive at their destination, they should get off the bus by staying in a single file line while walking down the stairs. And remember, kids, keep your personal items like backpacks and school bags close to you so you won't get caught on the bus.
Good job, Mr. White. Now, kids, it's up to you. What comes next?
9!
Toby, this is our most important school bus safety lesson. I'm counting on you to help the boys and girls understand.
Okay, Mr. White, here goes. Kids, when you get off the bus, remember to get away from the bus. The wheels of the bus are very dangerous. Never, ever go under the bus for any reason.
That's right, Toby. You know, every year children across the United States are killed or seriously injured when they are run over by the very bus that takes them to and from school.
But that won't happen if they learn our safety lesson. Isn't that right, Mr. White? Kids, remember that anything you have can be replaced. Backpacks, lunch boxes, even homework. But you can never be replaced. So never, ever go under the bus for any reason. Well, Mr. White, that's 9 steps to safe learning. But you said you wanted the kids to count to 10. What's number 10?
Number 10 is that we want our young people to be in school on time every day. We want them to have one aim in mind, and that is to get the best education possible. We also want them to make sure that they understand that one day they will run this great country of ours. And always, always have love in your heart for your fellow man and woman, and never, ever dislike anyone because of the color of their skin.
Oh, Mr. White, you the man.
It's a known fact that young people learn a lot and enjoy learning when animation is a part of the equation. So that's why we've come forward with about 3,000 tapes that we're going to distribute throughout the state of Illinois so kids can get a chance to know the importance of how to get on the bus, how to ride the bus, and above all, how to get off the bus. We went to Reno, Nevada, where we presented Toby Tire to every state in the union. We're talking about 50 states, where they were concerned about coming up with new ideas as to how they could impart information about school bus safety. And as you well know, Toby Tire was a resounding hit. And as a result of the response that we've gotten from those other states, we're moving forward with Toby Tire because we know for a fact that when the young people listen to Toby, watch him, and we just believe that we're going to benefit from that. And I'll tell you something else. Bus drivers need the cooperation on the part of the students, the community, the administration, because they have a tremendous job, and plus they're carrying on the buses our future leaders. It's important for us to make sure that the kids get on the bus and they listen to the instructions from the school bus driver.
My name's Emily.